So let's talk about a couple more deformers here. We're going to click on the gear, and we've talked about bend arc, we've talked about um, deform, flatten, I think we went over taper, and extend. So let's look at bend curve. So we'll click bend curve, we see a bunch more of the little cones, and just want to mouse over some of these cones so you can see what's going on. This one says smooth, we'll look at that in just a second. We have symmetrical, we have axis, we have smoothness, and we have curvature resolution. And then we have a couple of little nodes, or 3 nodes here. You can adjust these also a little bit later, add more, take away. So I want to go ahead and select this end node, and so you can see as soon as I do, I have some new cones kind of pop up here. I'll click and drag out, and you can see that I'm starting to deform my sphere. I'm going to click and drag down, and I'm going to click this center node and I can pull it out. Okay, so it's kind of acting like a deformer cage, except for it's more of a curvature deformer. So I'm going to turn on my poly view here so we can see kind of what's going on. If I select this top node and I grab the little orange cone and drag, you can see that it's starting to twist my mesh. It's kind of hard to tell because it's so symmetrical, so let's squash this down a little bit. So now we've kind of made that flat. Now if you twist it, you can really see that deformation. And then we have smoothness, which is basically kind of like the intensity of the curve. Deformation, symmetrical. If I pull that, you can see that it's attempting to make this adjustment symmetrical. Pop it back down. And then we have the axis. So because I didn't accept the deformation that I just created, whenever I move this cone, it switches the orientation of the curve axis here. And then we have smoothness. That would again adjust the deformation. And then we have curve radius. So if I need more points, so you can see this is starting to get a kind of a wonky deformation. Let's turn our symmetry off here. Let's give it some more points, and we can move these around. And of course, because of the way our mesh is created here, we're getting some distortion. So you'd have to play around with the type of mesh that you have. I'd probably Dynamesh this first, just to get rid of this topology, and then this would deform a little bit more accurately. You wouldn't get quite the kind of creasing. So that is bend curve.